drum sounds.
Let's take them for the YNC. We shooting a movie, meet us on the set. We at YNC, battle tested, Generation X. Ayy, YNC, wanna smoke? You know where it's at. At the YNC with it, gotta know what to expect. Yeah, YNC, yeah, that's where everybody be. Ayy, YNC. Last year we gave the folk the key to the YNC. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the YNC? Pull up and I get out here and freeze. Ayy, yeah, this is where it start at. Where your skills, where your rank, where your heart at. Where your fans, where your coaches, where your squad at. It's how you finish up the drill, it don't matter where you start at. Hey, this is where all the games get litty. Hey, yeah, tell me who gon' take it back to they city. Yeah, hey, this is where all the greatest teams be. Game week, yeah, you know where to find me. Let's take them for the YNC. We shooting a movie, meet us on the set. We at YNC, battle tested, Generation X. Hey, YNC, wanna smoke? You know where it's at. At the YNC with it, gotta know what to expect. Yeah, YNC, yeah, that's where everybody be. Hey, YNC. Last year we gave the folk the key to the YNC. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the YNC? Pull up and I get out here and freeze. Hey, YNC, can anybody beat rare breed at the YNC? Voodoo going 4 or 5P at the YNC. Big zip, solid concrete at the YNC. Adamsville coming back to eat, yeah, YNC. Bessemer got 2 different teams in the YNC. Them Buckeyes gon' crush them by the dreams at the YNC. Them beat that cause it ain't no in between. Hey, who leaving out of Florida with that ring? Let's take them for the YNC. We shooting a movie, meet us on the set. We at YNC, battle tested, Generation X. Hey, YNC, wanna smoke? You know where it's at. At the YNC with it, gotta know what to expect. Yeah, YNC, yeah, that's where everybody be. Hey, YNC. Last year we gave the folk the key to the YNC. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the YNC? Pull up and I get out here and freeze.
Shout out to my boy Trap House Meech, laying down them YNC tracks. He's in the studio getting ready to drop that 2024-25 championship vibe. Because listen, we're gonna have about 9 new names, or it could be some of the same names, Clay, when it come up for the new 2000 YNC champion. So you know, Meech got to stay up on that game. We got to keep it fresh. But tonight, of course, I'm Jonah Woolard, my partner in crime, Clayton Guillory, my man Al in the back on the 1s and 2s tonight. We have a lot to talk about, man. We have a lot to talk about, Clay. What's on the plate tonight is definitely rankings from top to bottom, right? Then after we have the rankings, we are going to have what we call our official YNC invitations that you will have the honor of bestowing on teams tonight. Then on top of that, we're going to break it down with the YNC what if brackets, like if it went down today per the ranking.
Yes.
How will it go down? Who will be playing who? That all goes down tonight, man. And, you know, we're going to break it down. So we'll have a little twists and turns inside here. But most importantly, man, we want to thank y'all for the ride as we get ready to approach the 2024 Youth National Championship Series. It's going to take place in Wellington, Florida, as it has before. And, man, we get ready to bring in the top 8 teams. And listen, I know you guys say, man, we want 16 teams. We want 20 teams. That's all fool's gold, you know, because you come out there and you play 20 different teams. You play one team out that was the 20th best team in the age group. We got one game that's 50-0, 40-0. Listen, we get straight to the beef. Those top 8 teams are the teams that we feel are the most competitive in the country. And as we are in this stage of the rankings, Clay, we still got a little bit more to go. But definitely over these last couple of weeks, the cream has been rising to the top of the cup. And you've seen some great football. You see some recent upsets. Some people have just dropped out of the top 5 and maybe looking outside in of an invite now. So, man, you know, talk about some of the teams that you surprised you over the last couple of weeks where you just thought they would still hold on and really outside looking in right now.
Well, I can tell you, Jonah, as we get ready for this episode here, and it's going to be a lot of information, guys, you know, as we give you the different chapters of this novel, you got to take a look at it because, hey, there's an elephant in the room. There's an elephant in the room. It's whispers. It's whispers. This talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All we can do, man, all we can do is focus on the YNC. You know what I'm saying? All that other jargon,
Right.
It is what it is. But here's the thing that I think a lot of people have to take in consideration, Jonah. Tonight, we are handing out 30 invitations The first 30 that will be invited to the Youth National Championship going down December 2nd through the 8th in Wellington, Florida. You know where it's at. Where the best play. And
Right.
here's the thing that these 30 teams have to remember. Just because you receive the invite tonight doesn't mean that a slip up or maybe a couple slip ups between now and YNC time could have that invite, repoed. The repo man, I think the repo man got 2 people last year, didn't he? I think the repo
He's
man got
always
2
out there
people
lurking
last year.
around, man.
Hey man, you know what I'm saying? Late night creeping. But great show for you guys tonight, man. Get ready to be wild when I tell you these rankings are bonkers. Like, if I got to keep it 100, Joan, I'm going to tell you, man, nothing excites me more than 7U rankings, 8U rankings, 10U and 11U rankings, man. And when I tell you these shakeups are going to be eye-opening, man. That's all I can say about it.
Well, I know our producer has his show kind of lined up in chronological order, and I just need to hear in my producer's ear if we have do we have the capability, if we wanted to jump around different age groups, if we could have just jumped out like with the 14U right now, because 14U ain't. And listen, I love my 14-year-old boys, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes Clay is not the most sexiest age group that everybody's tuning in for, you know what I'm saying? So,
100%.
do we have the capability, Mr. Producer? Can I jump to 14U? You know what I'm saying? And Clay, could you adjust, your what ifs, your brackets, and all that stuff
I
if
can.
I jump to
We
14U? Okay.
we can divert to 14U, but before you do that, Joan, I want to address something, man, because something was brought to my attention late last night, right? And one thing about me, those of you that have been at the YNC, y'all know whether good or bad. Bad, I'm solid as they come. I'm gonna stand in front of it, and I'm gonna stand on whatever, right? So, seems that a young lady from our 6U championship team, 6U, I believe is correct, Jonah.
Gotcha.
6U. She put a post out saying that those babies hadn't received their championship shirts yet, right? And
Ah,
I don't know if she reached out to anyone else. Had she reached out to me, I could have gave her some information. But a lot of times, I'm gonna keep it out there for all fairness. Maybe she reached out on Messenger and I didn't get the message. Whatever the situation is, right? But I can
right.
tell that this is a young lady that has never, ever dealt with me, never dealt with you, never
YNC.
dealt with the YNC, and understand
Right.
that when we say we're gonna do something for these kids, we make it happen, right? So let me
100%.
give you a little reassurance, young lady, and the rest of the teams that won our preseason event, right?
Correct.
Your shirts will be sent out on Monday, right? You got to understand everything is about strategy. We strategically planned for you guys to get these shirts right before Nationals so you can floss
Nationals.
them at the
So you can
certification.
swag
Like,
out.
there is some sanity to this madness, right? And in addition to that, since you're so dissatisfied that your babies had to wait, right? Man, Battle, we're going to go on and send out some mouthpieces out to those babies as well, too. Now, you may
Protect
say,
them
man, that
teeth.
ain't nothing. That ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? But safety is everything, sweetheart. So now, and I don't want to sound disrespectful. Maybe this is your first time ever winning anything,
Right.
especially with it being 6U, such a young age group. Well, let me tell you something. When you win the youth national championship, everything's gonna be taken care of. See, we not giving money
No
to
switching
coaches
base.
and parents to gamble or to do whatever else they want to do with it and not put it on them babies. When we reward the kids, we reward it directly to the babies. If your team is
Yeah.
lucky enough to win the youth national championship in Wellington, Florida, them babies gonna get blessed with 20, 25, maybe even $30,000 of battle merchandise. All right. It ain't gonna be given to the coach. It ain't gonna be given to the team mom. It's gonna be given to your child who really did all the hard work. Now, we do appreciate all the parents. We do appreciate all the parents who sacrifice and work hard and
Yeah.
donate their finances so these kids can be in the right position to be successful. But understand, when we give that reward, we give it to the parents, not to everybody else. All right. So I just wanted to put that out there, young lady, in case maybe you're not on. Maybe someone from the team can get her the message. Just know that I stand on whatever. And when I tell you I'm gonna do something for them kids, I'm gonna do something for them kids. I'll take an L before I disappoint some kids. But go
Right.
on, Jonah. We're
Right.
gonna we
No.
gonna we gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and go to
Well,
the We're gonna
We're
go
gonna
ahead
do
and give it
that. Yeah,
to that
but jumping
14U.
back all the way
Yeah.
to 2017, we've outfitted 9 teams every
Oh,
year with no
Jonah, I
exception.
forgot.
Yeah,
Let's not
yeah.
forget the free shopping spree we did at Dick's. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, dog. All right. I'm sorry.
But
I'm
we're gonna
sorry.
keep we're
I'm
gonna
sorry.
keep it on the regular. But
I'm
that's what we
sorry. I'm
do.
sorry.
That's what we do.
I'm sorry.
That's what we
Yeah.
do. But no, listen, it's all love. Listen. I know everybody say, listen, this new thing. Hey, well, they say they're giving out cash. Oh, that's great. They're giving out cash. Listen, we want to make sure the babies benefit. Unless y'all giving out cash to the babies, you know what I'm saying, then it's different. But we want to make sure that those kids have something. So every year that you've seen a YNC champion, that next year, when you see them in their new uniforms, that's because we make sure we're consistent. We're going to keep our word on it. Go keep them in their fresh gear. But listen, it's not about that tonight. You know what it's about tonight, Clay? About to drop these rankings. And listen, we're gonna start with 14U. We're gonna jump it around. 6U, you don't have to panic. We're not gonna make you
Okay.
wait last.
Let me go and
We
flip to
gonna
my
we just
14U.
yeah,
My
y'all
14U
start
screen.
dropping in the chat which age group y'all want to hear after 14U. Which group should get the attention right now? You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna jump on my computer real quick, and I'm gonna kick it in from the top 10 of the 14U. We're gonna kick it in at the
Oh,
10th spot right now. All right, coming out of Virginia, 7-5 Colts coming in at the number 10 spot for the 14 and under. And at the number 9 spot, coming out of Ohio, Gen Elite holding it down. Out of sunny South Florida, Delray Rocks, which is a solid team. Listen, they were in the fight last year, but lost by 1 point, man, to make it to the finals, to make it to the championship game. Look for them to make some noise again this year. And of course, the program out of Ohio, holding it down at the number 7 spot. Out of Michigan, the BGC Nittany Lions, holding it down at the number 5 and number 6.
okay.
And go ahead. And then a
I was
top
going to say
five
I
team.
like the wordplay on that team right there. I like that.
Yo, yeah, that BGC, it's
Yeah.
all right. It's all right. Them top 5 teams, man. Sunnyland Sun Devils out of Florida, holding it down. Possibly 2 of the best running backs in youth football right now on any age group is on this team at the number 5 spot. The number 4 spot on the West Coast, holding it down. OG Ducks, which have been a dominant force in 14U for the last 10 years, absolutely. Vegas Strong, which I thought would maintain the number 1 spot, got knocked off by the number 1 boys. So Vegas Strong, will they fight back to get back in, holding down the number 3 spot? And big old consistent Coach Bird right at the number 2 spot, holding it down for Maryland Heat. And the big bad boys on the block right now, Coach Les, leading his teams from the West Coast once again, the OC Buckeyes, better known as the Orange County Buckeyes out of California, the number 1 ranked team in the nation at 14 and under. And Clay, what do you have for these guys? Who would get the invite at the 14 and under right now as of today?
Well, the one thing I can tell you before I release who, and Jonah, we're going to give 6 invites on the 14U tonight, right? We're going to give
Okay,
them
it's like
ample
that.
opportunity to load this thing up. I'm going to give 6 of them tonight on the 14U, right? So those of you that's good with your math, that means there's 24 for the other age levels, right? But before we do that, I can tell you this. I have watched this Maryland Heat team up close and in
Yeah,
person. Coach Bird brought them down here, and they actually played the 8th grade team, right? The 8th grade team at the middle school that feeds into my high school, man. And when I tell you they are loaded, they are
yeah.
loaded. So I am hoping we get blessed with a Maryland Heat, Sunnyland Sun Devils, OC Buckeyes type,
Ooh,
OG Duck Vegas strong. I mean, out Delray
yeah,
Rocks. I want it all at the YNC, man. It's gonna be dope. But
yeah,
let's talk about the 6 teams that, as of right now, you have your invitation to the Youth National Championship. We're gonna start off with the number 1 team in the country, the OC Buckeyes. OC Buckeyes, congratulations. You just have received your invite to the Youth National Championship 2024 in Wellington, Florida. And you see it. You see how AG get down. Ain't nobody better in the business. I don't care what the chatter say. Ain't nobody better in the business. The second 14U team that has received their invite to the Youth National Championship, congratulations to Vegas Strong, right? Vegas Strong out of Nevada. You have just received your invitation to the 2024 Youth National Championship in Wellington. Now, the
yeah.
third team, and again, this is a team, Jonah, that I've seen on social media a lot. I hope I get to see them up close and in person. Congratulations to the Sunnyland Sun Devils, right? You have
Real
just
deal.
received your 14U invitation to the Youth National Championship. We can't stop there. Like I told you, I saw Maryland Heat up close and in person. I wanted to give them the invite then, but I still had to wait to see how much further they was going to go. Maryland Heat, congratulations. You have received your 14U invite to the Youth National Championship. Now, it really ain't a 14U party unless you got one of the main staples in 14U-ism in the country. And you got to go to the West Coast, man. You got to holler at the OG Ducks. Congratulations to
Yeah.
the OG Ducks on your 14U invitation to the 2024 Youth National Championship. And this final invite I'm finna give out just today. Remember, we're going to have more invites to go, but just for today, we dropping 6. These guys won Division II a couple years ago. Last year, they were the national runner-ups. This year, from what I hear, they come in to take it all. Congratulations to Ginn Elite out of Ohio. You have received your 14U YNC invitation. So again, the 614Us are the OC Buckeyes, Vegas Strong, Sunnyland Sun Devils, Maryland Heat, OG Ducks, and Ginn Elite. Those are the 6 teams that have received their 14U invitations. Now, based on the rankings, Jonah, let's talk about what this bracket looked like. Oh, AG, hit them with the 14U what if right now bracket. Hit them with the 14U what if right now. All right, so as you see this bracket, guys, and I'm going to go and paint this picture for you. On your left side, first round matchup, you have the OC Buckeyes versus Ginn Elite, right, which was the national championship game last year. On that same side of the bracket, OG Ducks versus the Sunnyland Sun Devils, right? That would be a great matchup. On the right side of the bracket, you have Maryland Heat versus the Nittany Lions, right? The BGC Nittany Lions. And then at the bottom side of that bracket, you would have Vegas Strong versus the program out of Ohio. So some of you guys may say, well, what's this at the bottom? The next 2 in, Delray Rocks and 757 Colts. What that's basically saying is if one of these 8 teams slip along the way, these are the next 2 in to pop up, in the YNC. As you can see, 6 of those teams have received their invitations today, right? And they have a 48-hour window that they'll be able to confirm with us, and then we will send them all the registration process, links and rules and administration forms and all that stuff that needs to get done. So Jonah, man, talk to me. How does this if this went down on the day on 14U, tell me the YNC wouldn't be stupid on that age level.
No, it's crazy. But for the sake of time, I know we got a lot of age groups to get through, but man, I would love to see that Ginn Elite, OC Buckeyes, OG Ducks, Sunnyland. That would be a crazy matchup. To see Sunnyland against, you're talking about a Florida team against a Cali team, a lot of speed on both of those sides of the football. Vegas Strong against the program. Just to be lights out. Lights out. But the people want to hear more rankings. They want to hear more age groups, Clay. You got to keep it rolling tonight. We're right behind it. I'm going to jump, Clay, all the way into the 11U right now. I'm going to just throw you way off right now.
Jonah, why you doing this?
Man, listen, I want to create I want noise. I want chatter. I want the internet to get broken tonight. Let me flip through these pages real quick as we flip through. And we go to the Covenant 11U. Do we have all the 11U coaches tagged in here now? Do we got all the 11U?
Jonah is being petty right now. Jonah being petty right now.
No. The people want to know. And please, in your chat, please tell me where do we go next? Give me some direction. We already knocked out 14U. We about to knock out 11U right now. Tell me, who do we go to next? My producer's giving me some, okay? My producer's telling me, listen, all right, we got 1,700 people in here who want to know right now. And y'all keep sharing the lab. That ain't enough. Let's hit 2K tonight. Let's go crazy. So our talk show do better than some football games right now. A lot of, you know what I'm saying? We want to get these people some information. They want to know who going to the YNC. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
11 and under. Clay had the number 15 spot. 11 and under. Hear me careful. 11 and under. At the number 15 spot. Wow, breaking news. Brick City out of Florida comes in at the number 15 spot for the 11U. Brick City.
Hold on, Jonah. Hold on. So you mean to tell me the number 15 11U in the country is Brick City? Well, my
That's
man
what I
did say
said.
that he wanted them rankings to change, so you changed them.
Oh
You're
yeah.
right. You're
Oh
right.
yeah. Listen,
You're
so
right.
we got 14 teams that's willing to get that fire for Brick City. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna name you 14 teams that's gonna be willing to get in the ring with Brick City. You see what I'm saying? We just need to see
Yeah.
Brick City take on some more 11U competition so we can get a real good gauge of who they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need more
No
11U
doubt.
competition. If they want
No
to get
doubt.
into that top 10 or 11, they got to take on some of the heavy sluggers. Now go on, the number 14 spot out of California. The Oakland, well, listen, this is going to be a flip. This was meant for, well, Oakland Dynamites will be holding down at the 14, flipped with the OG Ducks at the 13, or even though they won early in the season. But listen, OG Ducks have been getting in the national work, okay? Oakland Dynamite's been a little stagnant. Listen, this is going to be in the rankings. You want to stay in the national rankings, you got to keep the national games going. We can't protect you just to, an early national win, and after that you chill and think you're gonna maintain. You got to put in work. But if it's the nationals not your thing, we get it. There ain't no pressure tonight. At the number
Yeah.
12 spot, Treasure Coast Spartans holding it down out of Florida. At the number 11 spot, Beast Inn holding it down out of Virginia. At the number 10 spot, shout out to them boys out of Kentucky. Ali Elite Mob. The little mix between Kentucky and Tennessee, borderline going there. Hometown for you, Clay, Texas. Raising Havoc at the number 9 spot. Holding it down
Okay.
in Florida, GU Gators. Gainesville United holding it down at the number 8 spot. A team that I thought could maintain in the top 5, Clay, didn't maintain in there. Just they started out good, was battling good against MU, but listen, couldn't hold on tight. We know they're talented. Will they make a push in the national championships? The all-time, anytime, anywhere, West Orlando Jags holding it down at the number 7 spot. Now, a team that has been what we used to traditionally being dominant throughout the year, we're seeing a new Twin City Outlaws. They got a big game coming up. Will that define the rest of their 2024 season? We'll find out at the number 6 spots, Twin City Outlaws. And the number 5 team, which we think has potential to win if they could put 4 quarters of football together, very dangerous team. The Dragon Elite Academy, DEA. We've seen them jump
Yep.
out hard on teams
Yep.
in the first half. If they can maintain that intensity throughout, they could be the best team in the country. Number 4 team, arguably one of the best offensive players in the game at the 11U, arguably one of the best defensive linemen at the 11U, all on one team. The Miami Garden Ravens, can they put it together? Do they have the trenches to line up with these top 3 teams in the country? We already know. Number 3 spot, big at the line, big in the trenches. Probably one of the most talented kids. He has a former YNC MVP in the backfield, Tarrant City Ducks, number 3. Probably one of the most impressive players I've seen in YNC competition in a long time. And at the
No
number
doubt.
2 spot, showing that it's not a fluke, coming out there and defeating the Jags, holding down the Montgomery Cardinals, looking very solid with another national win, maintaining the number 2 spot, and the king of the crop right now, holding down at the number 1 spot. You got to give it. Those boys are soaring high. Georgia Eagles at the number 1 spot, holding it down here at the YNC. But congratulations to, Brick City breaking into the top 15 at 11 and under. You just need some more 11 work. More 11
Yes.
work. Get
So
in that
so
work, Brick City.
So let me slice this up, Jonah, right? So I'm
Yeah,
gonna drop 3 invites for the 11U, right? Because the 11U was so
yeah.
competitive, right? That bottom portion could change real fast. I mean, for all we know, Brick City could go challenge Gainesville United, who are in the same state, and if they get the upset, boom, then they jump up there, right? So we only
There
gonna
you
give
go.
out 3, man. But when I tell you this ranking from top to bottom is fire to me, bro, it's fire to me. So I'm gonna give out the first one, right? And this one here should be a no-brainer. Congratulations to the Georgia Eagles, the number 1 11U team in the country. You have received your Youth National Championship 2024 official invitation right here on Football UNCUT, right? I know AG gonna get it up there, and boom, just like that, there it is, right? Now, another congratulations to the Montgomery Cardinals. Like Jonah said, man, they've been doing some recent national work and it has paid off. You have received your invitation to the 2024 Youth National Championship. And then our third and final invite for the night, hey, Panama Poppy gonna have to relocate this December. Shout out to the Tarrant City Ducks, man. Tarrant City Ducks, you have officially received your invitation to the 2024 Youth National Championship. Now, here's the crazy part, man. This bracket here is so crazy. The what if bracket on this, Jonah, is insane.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to start on the left side. Your first round matchup on the left side would be the Georgia Eagles versus
Yeah.
Gainesville United. And then right under that, a monster first round matchup where you got the Flock versus DEA. And DEA has been looking strong out of Texas right now, bro. And then as you go to the right side, you got the Montgomery Cardinals versus the Anytime Jags. This is a matchup, man, that I think could be a lot of points scored. And then right under them, same right side, you have the Terrence City Ducks versus the Twin City Outlaws, a matchup that I think a lot of people wanted to really get another glance at. Now, next two in, Havoc Gold sitting at number 9 and Ali Mob sitting at number 10. Both of these teams, I know if anybody slips up in that top 8, they're going to jump and take that spot, man. So like I said, this thing could get very competitive, very fast. This whole bracket could change up because once you get past the top 3, man, the difference between 4 and now 15 is literally a game or two.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, Clay. I just for kicking giggles, because we have the capability. Two of those matchups happened already. Montgomery against Anytime Jags and Ravens against DEA, man. But if you just flip those two teams, you put Miami, you put the Ravens against the Jags, and you put the Cardinals against DEA. Now you got a 5, and then you let everything else stay the same. But you know what? We're still early into this. We know this bracket has a possibility of shifting and changing. But I think out of day one, those are some epic matchups. I would love to see the Ravens go against the Jags, man. Hey, y'all both in Florida, bang it out. Cardinals, DEA, man, that definitely is going to be, the battle of the trenches. And listen, Gainesville, they got to earn their way in against the number 1 team. Listen, when you're fighting to get in from the number 8 spot, you got to face the big dogs. And Terrence City, hey, against Twin City, could that be an old Alabama versus, Georgia Columbus matchup right there? We have to see because, listen, Twin City has a big game coming up. We're hoping that we see Twin City in the top 8. I'll tell you this. They'll be on dangerous territory if they lose in the next couple weeks that you may not even see them in this bracket. So that's what I'm telling you. Next couple of weeks are really going to define the season for the Twin City Outlaws.
And I'm going to be honest with you, Jonah, out of all the teams in that top 8, I think that is the team that one slip up could hurt the worst. So it'll be interesting to see how this thing slices up, man. But hey, shout out to everybody. 1 through 15 in that 11U ranking, man. It's anybody's race at this point. Just get the right matchup, man, and win, baby, win.
So I'm trying to see. All right, I'm gonna go to my chat real quick. Did we get a next request for the age group? Should we jump to the baby group right there? Yeah, let's go. Let's go to 6. Let's go to 6.
Let's go to 6U, fam.
Let's go 6U.
I'm with that.
Take me down to the baby pound. Take me down to the 6U vibe.
Yeah, let me go and flip to my 6U screen. Oh yeah.
All right. So at 6 and under right now, at the number 15 spot, holding it down out of Georgia, Fairburn Flames holding it down at 15, swinging out there to my boys over there at Texas, San Antonio Outlaws. Number 13, Maryland Heat. Number 12, Newland Outlaws. And at the number 11 spot, Baby Flock out of Missouri. Top 10 teams in the country. Matry Ravens holding it down out of Alabama. The number 9 team, Miami Garden Chiefs, holding it down at the number 9 spot. MBK Academy Tigers at number 8. And number 7, Lauderdale Lake Vikings. Number 6, Terrence City Ducks. And in the top 5 teams in the country, the Baby Zip Boys, Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes at the number 5 spot. Number 4, Atlanta Elite Wolfpack. And at number 3, True Motion Sharks. And the number 2 spot, Bessemer Tigers. And of course, holding it down, wire to wire this season, has not taken a loss. Real deal GEA Panthers, Coach Kinkin holding it down for these boys on a big, big level there.
Oh, yeah. So on 6U, we going to hand out 3 invites tonight, right? And the first invite, obviously, is going to go to the team that The young lady tried to charge me up, but it's okay. I ain't mad at you, baby. All right. So, Real Deal GEA, congratulations. You have received your invitation as the first 6U of the 2024 Youth National Championship. Real Deal GEA, representing Georgia. They won the preseason event, right? Now, can they continue it as they push on for the real national championship? Our second invitational 6U is going to go out to congratulations to the Bessemer Tigers. Bessemer Tigers have always done a great job on this age level, and I'm sure this 6U group won't disappoint when they come to Wellington, Florida. And an additional congratulations to the Motion Sharks. Motion Sharks out of Alabama, congratulations. If you guys have earned your 6U 2024 Youth National Championship invitation. Now, when we talk about this 6U, Jonah, let's take a look at that what if bracket, right? So on your left side, Real Deal GEA versus the Matry Ravens. Under them, you would see the Atlanta Elite Wolfpack versus Baby Zip, as they call them, Florida Hurricanes. As we go to the right, you have the Bessemer Tigers versus the Miami Garden Ravens. And then on the bottom portion of that right side, you would have the Motion Sharks versus the Lauderdale Lake Vikings. Now, as always, at the bottom, you see the next two in, the Baby Flock out of Missouri and MBK Tigers out of Alabama. We talked about another fire-filled bracket, Jonah. It's just a matter of what's going to happen between now and December 2nd at registration.
Absolutely. And a correction, as on the graphics, that is not Miami Gardens Chiefs. It is Miami Gardens Ravens. So that we'll make sure that is corrected. So it's a Miami Gardens team, but it is not the right limit. So it's Miami Gardens Ravens instead of the Chiefs. So that is the Ravens on 6 and under. But you have it correct there on the matchups inside of the brackets.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Jonah, what you thinking? 7U or 9U next?
Ooh, I know 7U crunk right now. I think 7U, let them build up. Can we go to commercial and then come back to 9U, then 7U?
Go ahead
Can
with
we do that? Give me a quick commercial, 9U, and then 7U. That's how we gonna rock it right now. Show me a little battle commercial. Let me just see how we do it. Just give me a flashback of what we looking like, AG. You know what I'm saying? Let me see something on my screen right now. Entertain me, my man.
You ain't never in the city, how the you active? I be hollering free lil' sunny till I'm screaming that shit backwards. How you sliding, ain't nobody dying, that's a Kappa rapper. These lollipop, and I better yet, them boys the rapper. If I call it, it's disaster. Nobody matters. Can't catch my drift, I be swerving right there past them. You sent them boys to crash, oh that's your ass, go get the powder. I rock to make them ends meet, Lil' Nine ain't tryna battle. I pick you.
I wanna talk about them Texas and Florida boys, come check us out. Yeah, check us out, nigga.
Yeah, I'm going to come straight out the commercial and go right into the rankings. Number 15 spot at the 9 and under. I ain't going to let you catch your breath. Georgia Falcons out of Georgia holding it down at the number 15 spot. At the number 14 spot, Relentless out of Cali holding it down at 14. At the number 13 spot, out of Virginia, Playmakers Elite PME. Can they get into the top 10 this year, Clay? Can they bounce back? Or they still going to be on the rise for a minute? Holding it down at the number 12 spot, out of Texas, Huffman. Can they get in the top 10, Clay? What are they going to have to do to get in there? What team can they line up in the top 7 or 8 to make them jump into the top 10? And rounding out the teams on the rise, out of Indy Firehawks at the number 11 spot. Now, top 10 teams in the nation at 9 and under. Shout out to the boys out of Florida. Duval Jazz. Can they get into the top 8? Running out of time. And a team that took a loss this weekend, but look, they look like they're a really tough team. I think they didn't, that was the other age group. There's a team out of DMV area, DMVU, No Limit Boys at the number 9 spot. And of course, at the number 8 spot, Lauderdale Lake Vikings holding it down. At the number 7 spot, Gorilla Mob. And at the number 6 spot, Alabama, coming out of Alabama, Oklahoma Seminoles. And I got to tell you, Clay, this is not looking like my other ones. Look back on here. And then at the number 5, Dallas Elite. And number 4, we just make sure we're on the same one. At Gorilla Mob at the number 4 spot. And at the number 3 spot, So Icy. And number 2, Real Deal Gorilla Mob. And at the number 1 spot, Bessemer Tigers.
Hey, listen, man. So as we take a look at this 9U bracket, right? As we take a look at this 9U bracket, you talk about Bessemer, man. You talk about Real Deal Georgia Eagles and So Icy and Gorilla Mob and Twin City, Lauderdale Lakes, Dallas Mustangs, Duval, DMVU, Indy Firehawks, man. Who should get those invites, man? We're going to give 3 of them, man. And that first invite, Jonah, it's got to go to the number 1 team in the country. Congratulations to the Bessemer Tigers. You have received your invitation as a 9U to the 2024 Youth National Championship. And one thing we know about this team right here, Jonah, they know how to win the big one. They've done it before. The question is, will they do it again this year, December 2nd through the 8th in Wellington, right? Now, in addition to the congratulations to the Bessemer Tigers, we're going to also congratulate Real Deal Georgia Eagles. Real Deal Georgia Eagles, you have received your invitation on 9U to the 2024 Youth National Championship. And then, hey, man, these boys showed out at the preseason event. And I already know Coach Cal got a plan for Wellington, Florida. Congratulations to the number 3 team in the country, the So Icy boys out of Georgia. You have received your 2024 invite to the Youth National Championship. So congratulations again to the Bessemer Tigers on 9U, Real Deal Georgia Eagles on 9U, and So Icy boys on 9U, securing your Youth National Championship invitations. Now, let's go and talk about this what if on 9U. Oh,
and Clay, let me catch up on that prompter real quick because I want to make sure these teams get their correct love, man. I'm gonna read that top 10 the right way real quick, just because that prompter was wrong. And this is gonna take me 2 seconds. Number 10 spot, Indy Firehawks. Number 9, DMVU. Number 8, Duval Jags. Number 7, Dallas Elite Mustangs. Number 6, Lauderdale Lakes Vikings. And at number 5, Twin City Outlaws. Number 4, Gorilla Mob. Number 3, So Icy. Number 2, Real Deal. And number 1, Bessemer Tigers. Now we good. We clean. We good to go.
There we go. All right. So now, and since we done that, hey, AG done threw the invites up there. Let's talk about this what if on 9U. And this is an age group, Jonah, that really it could be sliced up any way too. So starting on the left side, you got the Bessemer Tigers first round matchup versus the Duval Jaguars, right? And then right under them, again, guys, we talk about this as a what if. I know Gorilla Mob has made it public that they plan on going to a different platform, but they might change their mind. Gorilla Mob versus the Twin City Outlaws. We head to the right side of the bracket, Real Deal Georgia Eagles, who've already secured their invite to the YNC, versus Dallas Elite, who has dropped in the rankings since they took that loss to Gorilla Mob. And then you have the So Icy boys, another team that's already secured their invitation to the YNC, versus Dog Pound, Lauderdale Lake Vikings, and the next 2 in, DMVU off the East Coast and the Indy Firehawks. So as we always talk about, if anybody slips up along the way, these 2 could be teams that jump into those spots to lock in, for Wellington, Florida. So, like we said, I know a lot of people saying, man, some of these brackets should be 10 teams. Some of these brackets should be 10 teams. Hey, if you want to get in the YNC, we need to be top 8 in the country. And don't get me wrong, in the past, Jonah and I have done some 10, 11, and 12 team brackets. But what we have found, man, is we don't want to water down the sanctity of great youth football, right? Hey, top 8, 9, and 10 don't get in, right? But every day there's another platform popping up for some of those teams that don't quite make it, man. And you always have our support at those events, man.
Absolutely. Well, here we go. I think this is where the people want to pop some firecrackers right now, Clay, at the 7 and under division. They take this series all the way from the 15th team to the first team. Very competitive age group. These are the 5 teams on the rise at 7 and under 2024, right now. At the number 15 spot, Havoc out of Texas holding it down. At the number 14 spot, which I was already ready to go ahead and say 14, Twin City Outlaws out of Georgia, Columbus. At the number 13 spot, a team that was in the top 5 last year, Polk Elite Rattlers holding down at number 13 spot. And at the 12 spot, at Adamsville Tigers out of Alabama. And out of Tampa, Florida, Tampa Jags at the number 11 spot. All right, I'm just getting a whole bunch of briefings simultaneously, so I'm reading and going. So at the number 10 spot, holding it down at 7 and under, DMV NWO, tough team. It's a tough team that I think can compete, actually, Clay, in the top 8. We'll see how they end up, and we'll see what shifts around as we approach it. But don't sleep on this DMV team. Very nice. They got a nice team, bro. At the number 9 spot, Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes, right on the tip of breaking into that top 8 at the number 9 spot. All we need is one spot for them, and they'll be competing for a national championship. But listen, the Hemi boys got something to say about that at the number 8 spot, holding it down out of Georgia. Holding it down out of Alabama, True Motion Sharks. They were in the top 3 earlier this year, in the season, but just taking a loss and coming down to the number 6. Can they stay focused? Can they get back on track? And of course, a team that, listen, hasn't taken a loss, but they got to get more active. They got to get more active on the national scene. The West Orlando Jags at the number 6 spots. Lincoln Lions coming in at the number 5 spot. Sometimes they're hot, sometimes they're not. Will they be able to maintain a new team to the top 10? The North Henry Tigers, Coach Spin leading his boys, are in the top 4 this year, coming it down when it really counts down the stretch to make it to the youth national championships. At the number 3 spot, they were up 1 week, down 1 week, lost to SED, but bounced back, defeated the Lions. They deserve to be back into the thing with another national win. The resume, you can't say that they have played, a lot of teams at this age group has played as many national teams as they have. The Bessemer Tigers are back in the top 3 at the number 3 spot and holding it down at number 2 spot with big wins over national teams. Big SED, not the small one. And of course, flying high, flying clean, flying supreme. Atlanta Elite Supremes holding it down, undefeated on the season, looking like they are coasting to the YNC. Who will challenge them? Who will gel at the right time? Can it be the new contender, the North Henry Tigers? Could it be the defending national champs, the Bessemer Tigers? Could it be SED? Those top 4 teams, could you imagine them in a bracket? But you know what? Let's not imagine the bracket. What would it look like right now, Clay? Well, before we get to that, I'll let you get your invites out first. Let's get some teams there first.
Let's get some teams there first. So, obviously, the first invite, congratulations to the number 1 7U team in the nation and our preseason YNC champions, Atlanta Elite Supreme. You have officially received your invitation to the 2024 7U Youth National Championship. An additional congratulation goes to the SED Wolverines on 7U. You have received your official 2024 invite to the Youth National Championship. And then, of course, bouncing back strong and bouncing right into an invitation. Congratulations to the Bessemer Tigers, right? You have received your 7U 2024 Youth National Championship invitation. Now, the question is, what does this bracket look like? Well, I'm going to paint the picture for you. On that left side, first matchup, you've got Atlanta Elite Supreme versus the Hemi Boys, a Georgia versus Georgia matchup. And then right under that, you've got 2 other Georgia teams, North Henry Tigers versus the Lithonia Lions, right? So you're looking at Georgia all on the left side of the bracket. On the right side of the bracket, you have the SED Wolverines versus the Motion Sharks, Texas versus Alabama. And under that, you have the Bessemer Tigers versus the West Orlando Jaguars, an Alabama and Florida matchup. And the next 2 teams next to Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes and DMVU. Both great, strong teams that could jump in this bracket and really light it on fire. So here's what 7U looks like, Jonah, if we started that bad boy today. 3 invitations out. The question is, who will get the next 5?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we'll keep it traditional. We'll jump right up to the 8 and under right now. They want to hear this get out.
These people loving
really
you,
bad.
John.
This is not.
They loving you right now.
Oh, they want that 8U action. All right, listen.
They
let's not
loving
make
you.
it wait. Coming in at the 19. Coming in at the number 15 spot. I was about to tell you about the 19th spot real quick, but at the 15th spot, Terrence City Ducks. Hey, Panama Poppy still pushing some teams in.
We got them
different
another
age
one.
groups. Shout out to them boys. All right, that Panama did them good, man. I'm telling you, got them on the right track as an organization. I'm not mad at it at all. Tennessee Mob Elite coming in at the number 14 spot. And at the number 13 spot, JL Patriots out of Ohio. And at the number 12 spot, the Pompano Chiefs out of Florida, dropping out of grades, taking a loss, and they didn't expect it so late in the season, but it dropped them out of the top 4, Clay, to now at number 12. All right. And then the MPK Tigers out of Alabama, holding it down at the number 11 spot. And those are the top 5 teams that are trying to push in to the top 10. Those are your teams on the rise. Holding it down at the number 10 spot out of Florida. It's not a broken record once again, but it is Duval Jags. They're trying to push in to get into that top 8. Then a team that I really like to be the dark horse of this age group, man, do not sleep. Peters Park Panthers holding it down in Alabama. They will be playing GEA later this year. Could that be a big matchup? Can that change the complexity of this age group? And at the number 8, T out of Texas. At the 7, Deal GEA Panthers, holding it down at the number 7 spot. And then new to the rankings, Clay, who knocked off the Pompano Chiefs. Give a shout out to the new introduction for Florida City Razorbacks, who say, listen, we locked and loaded. We're ready to come to the YNC. Florida City, they don't have a lot of film on this team. This could be one of those teams that's a dark horse coming into this age group at this particular age group on 8U. Then, of course, a team that you do have film on, that sometimes they're up, sometimes they're down, depending on what you get. They are a very talented team, have a lot of skill positions. Shout out to those boys at the Space City Bounty Boys at the number 5 spot out of Texas and out of Georgia. They're not common. They're not common at all, but they're rare. They're rare breeds at the number 4 spot holding it down. And giving a shout out to those boys at the Fort Lauderdale. These are the Black Heart boys, a very talented team. This is another dark horse. They have the capability to win it all. Do not sleep on the Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes holding it down out of Florida and shutting it down. And once again, a team with a big recent win, knocking off the Panthers. As a matter of fact, the Atlanta Elite ATM boys, Coach Mike, Coach Larry O, Coach T-Dog, all those guys putting it together on this 8U. But listen, the team that has been on top of the cream from wire to wire, since they've won a national championship last year, they have not looked back. They have not skipped a beat. They're not coming in there. They're not worth 1,000. They're not worth 10,000. They're not worth a million. No, they're not even worth $1 million. They're worth $1 billion. Those are the billionaire boys, Adamsville Tigers, at the number 1 spot, holding it down for 8 and under.
Hey, so as you know, we're going to give those 3 invites out, right? So we're going to give the number 1 invite out to our defending YNC national champions, preseason champions. Congratulations to the Adamsville Tigers. You have received your official 8U YNC invitation to the 2024 national championship. An additional congratulation goes out to Atlanta Elite ATM boys, right? Representing Georgia, you have received your official invitation to the 2024 Youth National Championship. And then congratulations down in South Florida to the Blackheart boys, Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes. You have received your official invitation to the 2024 Youth National Championship. And I know everybody's like, hey, what does that what if bracket look like on 8U? Starting on the left side, first round matchup with Adamsville Tigers versus TNT. Under that, you've got Rare Breeze versus Space City. That's a first round matchup that I think could be crazy. On the right side, you've got Atlanta Elite ATM versus Real Deal GEA. And then under that as well, too, you've got the Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes versus the Florida City Razorbacks. Next 2 in, if anybody slips up, next 2 in, Peters Park out of Alabama and the Duval Jaguars. You heard it here, folks. Those are your next 2 in. And again, a lot can change between now and December, Jonah. The question is, what 8 teams is it going to be when they show up to registration December 2nd?
And Clay, what we always want to mention too is that one thing that we do try to do when we try to leave the rankings as natural as possible when you're doing the scheduling and all that. But one thing we listen, you guys don't have to worry if you're a team out of the same city. For example, Atlanta Elite ATM, Real Deal GEA. We try not to let you guys match up coming out of your same city because you could have stayed home to do that. So don't worry.
Correct.
It'll be where we'll handle that. trust me, you'll be playing a foreign face, and if you guys meet up, you meet up. But yeah, we leave all those neighborhood rivalries. We're national, we're not local, so we get you out of those local matchups if possible. As we
I
go
tell you
into it,
what though,
so
Jonah, I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie to you. I don't know if they play during the regular season, but I have a gut
they
feeling that
did. Yeah,
if that Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes and Florida City Razors locked up again, man,
oh,
it might be crazy out there.
oh no, they haven't. They haven't. So yeah. I thought you was talking about Florida Elite. I mean Atlanta Elite versus Real Deal. They've matched up already. But yeah, that Hurricanes versus Florida City, that'll definitely be a movie. You know what I'm saying? That's it, and that's a matchup that I think a lot of people want to see. They would want to see that in 8 and under. That would be an absolute movie. So yeah, so you see the Florida City Razorbacks knocking off Pompano Chiefs. No one expected that. You know, they knew the
Yeah,
Razorbacks were a tough
yeah.
team and thought Chiefs would just go ahead and coast out being a top 5 team. But that's why you got to play the game. That's why you got to play the game. Clay, 10 and under. How you
Uh
feeling?
oh. That 10U gonna be fire. I think a lot of people gonna be surprised on this 10U.
How you feeling? At the number
I think the
15
10.
spot, Harbor Area Raiders holding it down out of California. Number 14 spot, Legacy U out of Ohio. Number 13 spot, the 353 Gators out of Florida. In number 12 spot, the Ferrari boys out of DMVU, revving up their Ferrari, trying to get into that top 10. And the 10th Street Cardinals still holding it down at the number 10, the number 11 spot. North Philly Blackhawks holding it down now holding it down still at the number 10 spot. Then, of course, a team that took a loss not too long ago was up in the top 5. Now they're kind of scraping, trying to get back in. Didn't expect it. The Cincinnati Elite Sawboys in a tight game, losing by 1 point, drops them down to the number 9 spot. Can they fight their way back in to get an invite to get into that top bracket? At the number 8 spot, North Clayton, excuse me. How dare North Clayton Eagles at the number 8 spot. And of course, at the number 7 spot, the Lauderdale Lake Vikings trying to hold it down. Can Bugatti get that engine rev back up and get back on track to what they once used to be? Been skipping some
Yeah.
beats now and then. Do they have enough to get in the tank? Are they the team that people imagine they could be? Well, we'll find out coming up. But they are at the number 7 spot. And if they would happen today, they would be invited to the YNC if it went down today. Montgomery Cardinals holding it down at the number 6 spots out of Alabama, a team that has all the talent in the world. I really like these boys. The Mac Dolphins, quarterback, wide receivers. Hopefully they'll take an invite to the YNC this year. And at the number 4 spot, Bessemer Tigers holding it down. And at the number 3 spot, the SED Wolverines. This is a team that has all the talent in the world, top defense, good running backs. This is a team that wants to challenge for that number 1 spot. Just taking a loss. They played 11U team. Shout out to those boys standing in the paint. And listen, they're not at the number 2 spot, Clay, because they didn't look responsive. Even if you're going to take, when you're as a head coach, you are the
Yeah.
CEO of your team, meaning you're the business operator, you're the coach, you are the advisor for your team. Whenever you blow a whistle and you shake a hand and you flip a coin, you're accepting that challenge. Keep your kids in situations that are favorable for your kids. I'm not telling you to pick and choose your fights, but when you're playing for national championships, stay in your age group. You know what I'm saying? So for that, they'll drop down to number 2. They just didn't look like they had any fight in them. Hopefully they'll rebound. Still in the top 5. They have a way to fight back. But at the number 2 spots right now, West Orlando Jags holding it down at the number 2 spot. It's still undefeated on the season for 10 and under, the best team in the country thus far, and arguably pound for pound, the Atlanta Elite Voodoo. The Voodoo, the Voodoo, the Voodoo.
Voodoo. You gotta say it with some motivation, Jonah. Drive
Okay,
for
wait, I'm gonna
5.
let you handle that.
The drive for 5. Listen, man. Hey, y'all can say what you want, man. But when I tell
Yeah.
you, when me and Voodoo get these 5 championships, you know what I'm saying? Hey,
Oh, you
it
and
is what
Voodoo.
it is. They are going for a youth national championship record, never been duplicated from 6U all the way up to 10U. This is the drive for 5, baby. And the question is this, Jonah, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Everybody's saying it's a race for second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh, and eighth. Is there
Okay.
anybody on this list? And I want you to be real with the people for a moment. Is there anybody on this list that you think that could possibly challenge Voodoo into the fourth quarter? Because most teams, I've seen a few teams keep it close by halftime, but once that third quarter hit, it's over, right? Who do you see that could possibly maybe challenge them to the fourth quarter?
Well, I like how West Orlando Jags played them, but I really would like to see, if Mac is up to the challenge offensively. I don't know about defensively, but offensively, I think Mac Dolphins can put up as many points as any team in the country just because of their elite passing game. At the age 10 and under, you really have to have a defensive backfield, and not only a defensive backfield, but they have to be well coached in different coverages because what Mac Dolphins do, they run a lot of combo routes and a lot of scraping routes. And so you got to decide if your kids be going caught in man, or if they're going to be caught up in zone. And if you're going to do either one of the two, you better be good at it because this quarterback throws it on the rope. So I think if any team could be a dark horse, and even though they're ranked all the way down at number 5, I think if you saw that matchup, they would give, in my opinion, Voodoo the most trouble defensively for Voodoo out of anybody else. And I just think, but besides anything else, I think other teams their approach are going to be trying to muscle Voodoo, and I don't think that's your recipe. I think if you're going to have any success, you got to put the ball in the air against Voodoo.
All right. Well, listen, let's talk about the invites that's going out. We're going to hand out 3 of them tonight before we get into this what if. So as y'all know, the first invite goes to the number 1 youth team pound for pound in the entire United States of America. And if you want to go over to Asia, Africa, South America, anywhere else you want to go, Australia, they're the number 1 team there too. Atlanta Elite Voodoo, congratulations on your 2024 Youth National Championship invitation. An additional congratulation goes to the number 2 10U team in the country, the West Orlando Jaguars. West Orlando Jaguars, congratulations. You have received your invitation to the 2024 Youth National Championship. And then last but not least for today, the SED Wolverines. Congratulations to the SED Wolverines. You have received your 10U invitation, okay? Quit playing 11U teams. Your 10U invitation to the Youth National Championship. Now, how would this bracket slice up, Jonah? How would this bracket slice up, right? So on the left side, you got Atlanta Elite
Show me better than
Voodoo.
you can tell me.
Hey, Atlanta Elite Voodoo versus the dopest named team in all of youth football, the North Clayton, right? Then right up under that, you're going to have the Bessemer Tigers versus the Mac Dolphins, which I think would be a great matchup. On your right-hand side, you have the West Orlando Jaguars versus the Lauderdale Lake Vikings. And then under them, SED Wolverines' first-round matchup would be against the Montgomery Cardinals. Now, what are the next 2 in? And I think everybody needs to pay attention to these next 2 in because it's a lot of action that could be going over the next 2 or 3 weeks in this 10U bracket. CBE Sawboys and North Philly. Anybody slips up, you guys are the next 2 in. Jonah, I don't care what nobody say. I like this bracket, man. It looks like some good work to me.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's crazy work, as a matter of fact. So, like I said, I would love to see Atlanta Elite play against, something like the Dolphins, if possible. And then I want to see what SED does now, as in getting after taking that embarrassment from an older team. Will they bounce back? It's 2 different SED teams you're going to see play. Will they bounce back?
Jonah,
Talk to me.
Before you go any further, let me address this because I'm tired of people on here talking about SED only dropped 1 and then they compare them to Pompano. First off, SED lost to an 11U team. They didn't lose to another 10U team, right? Secondly, if you look when West Orlando Jaguars played Brick City, it was a closer game than it was SED. So rightfully so, West Orlando Jaguars should jump and SED should drop. All right. For those of you that don't understand that 2 + 2 = 4, that was a crash course for you. Go ahead, Johnny.
But also, what people don't understand that the game with the Razorbacks and with Pompano, that is also a playoff game, an elimination game. So we also do respect the elimination that's going on in their specific leagues. So when they're playing an elimination game and they're head-to-head, you get eliminated because you're in the playoffs, and we got to take that in consideration. So there's a lot of different considerations. Yeah, one team is playing a team it's an 11U team, and the other one is playing a playoff game and got eliminated inside of their own league. So those are things that we consider when we're moving forward into the national championship, if we wanted clarity on that. But yeah, we actually do this. We ain't guessing, you know. All right, so Clay, you want to know about this 10U? You heard it? You ready for 12U action? Because we already went over the 11U for all who just
Let's
jumped
go and
in
go to
now.
that 12U, brother. Let's go on over
Let me
that
jump to that
12U.
12U real quick. If you missed it already, you just come back. You know, this would be re-airing. You can share the re-air at any time. But at the number 15 spot, 12 and under, South Cal Trojans out of California. Number 14 spot, Royal Palm Beach out of Florida. Number 13 spot, Benson Bruins out of Washington. And out of number 12 spot, Charged Up. That's 757 Charged Up Bulls out of Virginia. And at the number 11 spot, NTB Wolfpack out of Missouri. Those boys trying to hold it in and break into the top 10. And I think they can do it. Don't sleep on those boys from the Midwest. At the number 10 spot, North Philly Blackhawks holding it down at number 10 spot. And in number 9 spot, the Walking Bounty Boys. Watkins has always had a great program. Let's see if they decide what they want to do coming in at the number 9 spot. The top 8 teams in the country now. 703 United out of Virginia, holding down at the number 8 spot. And number 7, Atlanta Elite Lambeau, holding it down. It hasn't been the Lambeau of old, but can they be the Lambeau of new as they head into the season that counts in the postseason? All right, holding it down
Howard,
at the number 6 spot. We could believe you, Howard. We got you, brother. Bullet Football Academy at the number 6 spot. And now the top 5 teams in the country holding it down. The Bulldogs out of Georgia, ABA at the number 5 spot. Number 3 spot, Alpha Dogs. Number 4 spot, Alpha Dogs. And number 3 spot, Texas Elite out of Texas. And number 2, Osceola Cowboys holding it down in the number 1 team from wire to wire, from winning a national championship last year, have not lost a game, has not skipped a beat at all, reigning on top. They've been zipping up teams as they go. Big Zip, Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes at the number 1 spot in the country, the best 12U in not only the country, but in the world. The best in the world, Clay. The best in the world.
The best 12U in the world. Best 12U.
Yeah, the best 12U in the world. Yeah, best 12U in the world. Man.
All right,
so
well, we're going to start these invites.
Who's coming to
Of course.
early?
Of course, the number 1 invite goes to the best 12U team in the world, right? Big Zip. Congratulations to the Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes. You have received your invitation, also as defending champ, to the 2024 Youth National Championship. An additional congratulation goes to the Osceola Cowboys. Congratulations. You guys have received your invitation to the 12U 2024 Youth National Championship. And the final invitation for tonight, congratulations to Texas Elite. Texas Elite, you have received your 2024 12U Youth National Championship invitation. What does the bracket look like, right? And this is a bracket that I think a lot of people are interested in. On the left side, you have the Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes, Big Zip, versus the 703 United out of Virginia. Then you have Alpha Dogs versus ABA Bulldogs, a matchup that we saw in the preseason. On the right side, you'll see the Osceola Cowboys getting that first round matchup with Lambeau. And then under that, you will see Texas Elite and Bullet go head to head again like they did a few weeks ago, with the next 2 teams in being the Bounty Boys and North Philly. And I will say this, guys, 3 invitations are out, 5 are left to go. If you're the next 2 in, I think you might have a good shot, because I know for sure at least one of these 8 most likely won't accept their invitation to the Youth National Championship. So, Jonah, again, there's nothing better than the football in Wellington, Florida, December 2nd through the 8th, man. You ready to go 13?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I'm ready to go 13U. Alfred, I see you down there with the spinning logos of the top 2 teams in the country. Okay, I see you. I see you over there on the 1s and 2s. All right. 13 and under as we get ready to wrap up this night. We'll talk about the teams that's on the rise in 13 and under. The number 15 spot coming out of Hawaii, Ruthless 808. There were some more boys and Hawaiian boys really trying to make a push. I would love to see them boys come over here and get some work. At the number 14 spot, Air Academy holding it out of Washington, doing it big over there. Coach Reggie just taking a loss early in the season. They can bounce back in and do some major things. Number 13 spot, DMV University, coming and holding it down at the number 13 spot. Number 12, Southfield Falcons out of Michigan. And at the number 11 spot, the Bergen Stars out of New Jersey. Number 10, holding it down, Southcrest Spartans. Number 9, Certified South out of Missouri. Primetime Sec Elite Giants out of North Carolina, holding it down at number 8. And the number 7 spot, Trayman Elite Jaguars out of Florida. And the number 6 spot, Alpha Dogs out of Florida as well. And number 5, IB Braves out of California. And just above them, the OG Ducks out of California. And the number 3 spot, the Miami Garden Ravens out of Florida. And holding it down at the number 2 spot, the Boynton Beach Bulldogs. And this just looks like a rematch of last year when you had the number 1 and number 2 teams, the Boynton Beach Bulldogs, against the number 1 team, the best 13U in the world, the best 13 and under in the world, the Rare Breeds out of Georgia. Can they repeat
Joe,
back to back to back?
And the thing about it is people call me after every Rare Breed game and say, how do they keep winning? And all I can tell them, man, is whatever they doing, it's working. But let's go and get these invites out. So first off, we're going to hand out the invitation to the number 1 13U team in the world. Congratulations to the Georgia Rare Breeds. You have received your invitation to the 2024 Youth National Championship. Now, an additional congratulations goes to the Boynton Beach Bulldogs out of Florida. You have received your invitation to the 2024 Youth National Championship. And then my man, Rod Mack, he is back on the scene at the YNC. Congratulations to the Miami Garden Ravens. You have received your invitation to the 2024 13 Youth National Championships. How would this bracket shape out, though, Jonah? So you would start off, right? You would start off with the Rare Breeds versus PTSG on the left side. And then under that, you would have a West Coast matchup. OG Ducks versus the IB Braves. On the right side of the bracket, you would have the Boynton Beach Bulldogs versus TME Jags, Florida on Florida action. And under that, you would have the Miami Garden Ravens versus the Alpha Dogs, Florida on Florida action. Now, next 2 in, Certified South out of Missouri and Stonecrest Spartans out of Georgia, who Stonecrest, what I noticed online, man, they kind of trolling Rare Breeds a little bit. So if Stonecrest sneak into this thing, it might get real good in Wellington, Jonah. Real good in Wellington. So that's what that 13U bracket looks like right now. I think everybody is waiting to see if Rare Breeds and Boynton Beach meet in the championship, or if Rod Mack is going to be able to, to get past Boynton Beach. I think it's a lot of what ifs in this bracket this year. I think this is the year that teams feel they have a better shot against Rare Breed than the past couple of years.
No, I agree. And again, don't worry, California teams. We're not making y'all fly across the country to have a California matchup. All those things will be sorted out before you get here. But these are just what ifs. But we'll take all those things in considerations. But yeah, I think this is a year that Rare Breeds have shown some vulnerability at times, but then they show you how resilient they could be. Being down to the Ravens, I think it was something close to 24-7 at the half. And just so you can count those guys out, no, they showed you the Rare Breeds of old. Any team that can come back and win a game being down 24-7 in just a half of football is a team that has championship resilience inside of them. So just when you count a Rare Breed out, they show you they're not dead. They went back to some of their old school players. They went back to some of the things that they count on. They went back to what they call Pocket Rocket, he was a tremendous contributor into that game and just really set the signal for the rest of the season. So Rare Breeds, yeah, they're the team to beat right now. And everybody has lost their bite to Rare Breeds on this group right now. As a matter of fact, you talk about OG Ducks, you talk about Miami Garden Ravens, Boynton Beach. Everybody wants to come get their bike back. So there's going to be a lot of what those. You remember when you used to go when you're in elementary school play and you park your bike with these little things that hold your tires and everybody got their little chains on it? When you pull up to the 13U game on the sideline, you're going to see all those little bikes lined up, and they're going to have all those different team logos on it. And they all going to be on the Rare Breeds sideline. Rare Breeds right now being Debo and got a lot of bikes behind them, and you got some teams that's coming to get their bikes back. Will they be able to? You're only going to find out if you're at the YNC.
See, and
UFC
that's why
if the
people
bike's
don't.
gonna maintain, if they're maintaining it in the possession of Rare Breeds, or them bikes gonna have a new owner at the end of the day.
And that's why people don't understand Rare Breed is able to travel so well, because Mark don't even have to rent vans or buses. When he show up somewhere, they just ride on all. He got a bike for every player. You know what I mean? They done won so much that they got a bike for every player. Mark just riding
Right.
down the street in every hood he get to. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the Rare Breeds, man. One thing about it is when they show up, they gonna show out, man.
Yeah, 100%. Oh man. So Clay, man, it's been a lot of excitement. We just
Hold on,
entering what we
Jonah.
call the post.
Jonah, stop.
Yeah,
Why you rushing?
yeah. I'm
Jonah.
not
All right,
rushing.
so
I'm taking
let
my
me throw this
time.
question out to folks.
Yeah.
Right? So, listen, I'm gonna throw this out to our viewers. So, I got the new ring in.
Uh-oh.
I got the new ring in, and it's here right now. Now, the neckwear won't be into the next week when we do the show. Do y'all want to see the ring tonight and the neckwear next week, or should we just wait till next week and show it to you all at once? What y'all want? Come on, y'all got about 60 seconds to chime in and tell me what your answer is, and then I'm gonna let Jonah keep rushing because he's trying to get off the app. Do y'all want to see the ring
I'm
by
chilling.
itself, or y'all want to wait till next week to see it with the neckwear? What y'all want to do? Come on,
They want
talk
to
to
see
me.
the ring. They want to see that neckwear is sick. Next week, listen, it's
I
sick.
know,
It's better than last.
but if you see it together, Jonah, it's just, oh my gosh,
Oh,
oh my gosh,
the set is gonna be immaculate. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying?
Jonah, got everybody saying they want to see the ring tonight. They don't want to wait for the neckwear. I will tell you
Okay,
this,
all right. Well,
guys,
listen,
and
hold on.
Jonah,
Let me
be honest
jump
with
on.
me. Jonah didn't think I would be able to
Uh-oh.
top last year. But be real, Jonah. When I dropped that neckwear on you, you
Oh,
was
the
like,
neckwear
oh,
dope.
your mind did this, like the emoji. Did it
It's
not?
definitely dope. They're gonna love it. It's game changing. It's definitely game changing.
All right. Listen, AG, go on bless him with the 4 pictures, AG. Let him see what that ring look like, man. Let him see what that ring look like. Oh,
We
there it
don't want to
goes,
see nothing
Jonah.
but ice for the shorties.
Oh my
It gotta be
gosh,
all
there it
out.
goes.
It gotta be all ice.
That baby is ice hot, Jonah. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, that thing
I
is
just love it.
ice hot,
I love to see
Jonah.
them kids game day. I love to see them
Oh
get game
yeah.
day when they go to the table and they get lit up.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that thing in
Oh
person is
yeah.
bananas. Move it over a little bit, Clay.
Oh. Oh yeah.
Clay sound like you're making a
Oh
movie.
yeah.
You sound
Oh.
like what's his name? What's the tight end? Shannon Sharp. You sound like Shannon Sharp right now, bro.
Ah.
With his coat with your phone coat on. Hey,
Oh man.
the dog
Hey
sound
man,
like
and I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. When y'all see this neckwear last week, and don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
the key was amazing, but
the
I
key
got
was
something
cute.
right here. Woo!
Oh yeah,
Man.
yeah. So basically, it's gonna be all ice, and the only thing that's gonna show that goal is gonna say national champs on one side, YNC is gold on top with ice on top of that, and on the other side, it got, of course, our title sponsor battle doing that thing, man. With the year 2024, let them babies shine, man. Let them babies shine. Let them babies shine.
No doubt,
Let them
no
babies
doubt, man.
shine. So, national championship. We will have the cameramen on the field. We will be cutting movies. We will be cutting commercials. We will be dropping uniforms for each and every team that when you win your national championship, you will not have to purchase the next year. Whatever money y'all raising, whatever y'all doing in your whole program, keep that money, give it back to your program. You won't have to buy uniforms. Battle's gonna give you the alpha uniforms, not Pakistani, not rubber print. We're gonna put you in those real deal. No, it is what it is.
You
Because
can't,
there's a lot of
you
people doing.
can't be racist like that, brother.
I'm sorry, man. It's election time. You know, my mind ain't right, man. I've been hearing a lot of propaganda. I'm just, my mind ain't right, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, they're eating the dogs. They eating the
How the kids
cats.
do it, Jonah? How they do?
Right. So we ain't getting uniforms where they eating the dogs and eating the cats and eating the pets that live there. Okay, we making sure that your people are good on the uniforms. Gonna be super dope, and of course, coaches, we gonna lace y'all up too. So we want to make sure that we giving back to the kids. But most importantly, we just not gonna send y'all off with a ring. When you see this, and we strategically release it kind of late, Clay, because there's swagger jackers around us everywhere we go.
They
So
are.
when we do
You
certain
know,
things,
you're right. You're right. You're right.
so there's swagger jackers, there's swaggerless monkeys amongst us that we just have to kind of release it where they can't have the chance to duplicate it in time. Now listen, they're gonna rock the same thing next year. They're gonna do whatever we do, they're gonna do it the next year too. So you know what I'm saying? But at least let the kids have their original vibes there. And we got something new for you guys too, apparel wise this year.
Ooh.
That we've grown. We add a different sauce that you guys will have for the winners of YNC this year as well. That whenever you walk somewhere, when you will walk in somewhere, you will be known as a national champ. So we just want to make sure that we're giving back to the babies. They, like you say, they earned it. They put in that sweat and tears. So just like when you go to work, parents, and you get your cash, you get your check. These kids do it Monday through Friday, and on Saturday come out there and put their work. This is their paycheck in our sense. We want to make sure that they know that we appreciate all the hard work they put in. So as we get ready for national championships, if you haven't been involved in the YNC before, of course on those Mondays, you come on out, y'all check in. It's gonna be the biggest check in. This is where Clay and the crew get on stage and they release the real brackets. These are what if brackets, but those real brackets are released on those Mondays. The rules will be going over again just in case y'all don't follow us throughout the year. In person, those rules are breaking down. And then from that Monday, we wrap it up. Y'all get ready. Then Tuesday is kickoff for all those round ones. This is where half the teams are walking and they feeling good about themselves. They still have hope. They still got a light. They still got a mission. And the other half of teams kicking rocks day one off the plane. Like, God dang it. I know. We ain't spent this bread for this, but listen, it's bigger than wins and losses. I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm just joking, but it is bigger than wins and losses. It's definitely a vibe when you come out there. If you've never been to YNC, one thing you can't pay for, one thing you can't buy is the vibe. There's a lot of places where you can put on events. You can put on some football games. You can hire some refs, and you can blow a whistle, and you can flip a coin, and you can play a football game anywhere. But what you can't duplicate is the vibe that is created from our DJs to the type of structure that we set up, to the Walk of Fame, to the different competition. And the reason that we do the rankings and the reason we follow y'all all year is to ensure the best competition that we're there. So we don't have to buy that. That's going to automatically be there. It's a vibe. So we want to make sure we give back, appreciate y'all. And like we did with our partners like at Dick's Sporting Goods, there'll be another shopping spree. Not just because we want to feel that we have to buy you guys or just try to get you guys to come to YNC. No, we want to appreciate that you guys been loyal to the brand. Y'all see the vision from day one once we kicked this off in 2017 and what we've been able to accomplish in those short amount of years to this year compared to a lot of other national platforms that's been around 30 or 40 years. It's been great. And it's not because of us. It's not because of me or Clay or the team that's behind us, but it's because of you guys buying in the vision and just, us doing the right thing and doing what we said we're going to do. And we're going to continue doing that. So everything that's promised to y'all definitely gonna get. Was promised to y'all babies. Y'all definitely gonna get it for y'all babies, man. So let's get ready to turn up and turn out for the YNC this year. It's gonna definitely be another movie. Come out, get y'all beachwear, get y'all gear, get make it a good time. Come watch our babies play some football, and then just vibe in South Florida. It's gonna definitely be a vibe. You'll see some of the most brilliant minds from all around the country. You'll see the teams
No
that you
doubt.
see on the internet. You'll see the Ducks. You'll see the Vegas Strongs. You'll see the Marylands. You'll see the teams out of Texas. You'll see the DNAs, DEAs, not DNAs. That's for y'all. That's for them people just trying to do them hit and runs when y'all down here. YNC, keep this ain't spring break, bro. This is it's the YNC. We don't need no DNA test. But yeah, man. Anything you want to say, Clay, before we close out, my G?
You know, my girl Queen B said she wanted to hear an answer from me. What was the question, Queen? Because I might have missed the question you wanted me to answer. But like Jonah said, man, I can't wait to get down to South Florida, man. I can't wait to get. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna be sweaty. I'm gonna be working my butt off. I'm gonna be running around this and that. But the the few moments I get to stand on the sideline and watch some of the God-given athletic ability that some of these kids have at such an early age, man, that's the part that really does it for me. That's why I like to be able to get down there on the sideline and watch kids play in person, right? And then, like you said, Jonah, there is nothing like the YNC vibe. I mean, listen, did we originate this youth football national championship thing? No, but we took it to a whole nother level, and that's why we are where we are, guys. I'm telling you, if you're not at the YNC, you're trying to get to the YNC. This is where we at. All right, so Queen said, how you feel about Cam doing his tournament the same weekend? Hey, Mopa, hold on. I'm sorry, more power to the brother. I'm happy that, he's in a situation where he can, bless some youth out there, because the reality of it is every team can't qualify for the youth national championship. We want the very best teams, right? And he's in a situation where he can bless some teams that maybe didn't qualify for the youth national championship, or maybe they don't like the vibe of the youth national championship. Nothing wrong with that, man. I wish the brother all the success in the world, because one thing you'll never hear me do is talk down on somebody else trying to make their way through, So hats off to the brother, you know what I mean? I'm a fan. Loved him when he was a quarterback, and no matter what's said here or there, you know what I mean? I'm always respect somebody that's giving back to the youth. Ain't nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and we can't be mad about that. Listen, we did on certain dates where other people were already established. So the only thing you can do is whatever you're doing, do the best you do. So YNC just going to stay focused on YNC and making sure we turn up every year. We never want to stay on the same level. So when you talking about turning up, wait till you see YNC this year. It's not the same as last year, not in a lot of different ways, from the facility, from the actual action to what we'll be giving the kids. Every year it has to get better for us, and that's what we're gonna do. We'll never stay on the same. We won't cookie cut the year before. So we want to make sure that every year is a better experience and better and a better turnout for not just from you guys from a stand standpoint, but from us as a staff standpoint. So we want to just make sure these people enjoying it. But beside that,
Oh,
man,
can't stop buying the whole table. Hey, James, listen, brother. You got to buy your battle merchandise early at the YNC. If you wait until National Championship Day, or if you wait until Wednesday, what you looking for in your size gonna be gone, fam. You got to be ready certification night to spin that bag up there, man.
oh man. And so yeah, man. So that's the thing about it. So we want to put a lot of effort in making that vibe. So like I was telling you in those days, so there's gonna be a lot of imitators. They're gonna try whatever we set in motion. A lot of people try to do, but Monday's gonna be check-in. Tuesday's games, Wednesday's games, Thursday is games, and Friday is no games. We have media day. So by on Thursday, we will know who the top two teams are. Would have battled all the way to that Thursday. So that Friday, we shut everything down. We'll have media day of those top two teams. We'll interview the coaches and the top players that they want to put at the table with them. The whole teams will be in there. And it's just a time to give back. Let the kids have their time, get in the interviews, prepare them like they're going to do in college and to the pros. This will be the day that they get to speak on behalf of their teams, be live streamed as well. And, just adding to the experience of what we're doing. And we got other things that we'll be adding on to as award shows as this thing grows bigger and bigger. And so just always remember, the reason we give back, we don't have the motive. It's not everybody thinks this is a thing. Well, you guys do this. It must be a money-making machine. We give back the money that we make in it because we understand football saved my life. Football saved Clay's life. This is something that we grew up on. And we both fathers, so we understand what it is to pour back into our children. We know what it is to pour back into our community. So it's not about a business model. If it was a business model, let me just show you something here. If it was a business model, God has blessed us with us to have a type of popularity that if we wanted to, we can put 20 teams in each bracket and pack it. We can move from the facility we're at right now. We can go to Austin Tyndall, rent Austin Tyndall, and put 20 teams at each age group to make a bag. We can charge registration, charge $1,000 per team, and if you have 9 age groups at 20, you're talking about 120. So you're talking about almost $200 something thousand just in registration. But no, what do? We didn't take 20 teams. We didn't do the D2 pass one. You be like, you know what? No, let's stay focused to what our brand is and our core is. Let's take the top 8 teams and focus on football, regardless of what the gate looks like, or regardless what the registration. So you'll never hear us talking about 16 teams. You'll never hear us talking about 20 teams, just because we came out the gate at YNC wanting to be the best plays here. So how can we say if we the best player in here if we just watering down the product? You know what I'm saying? So that's why you see an 18 bracket, because we want to go straight to the chase. And that just shows you from evidence we're not chasing the bag, but we chasing the best competition.
Without a
What
doubt,
add to
man.
that, Clay?
I think people that really understand. I mean, you're gonna have your trolls and your trolls and your yeah. I ain't gonna do that. You're just gonna have people that don't really understand how logistics work, right? You have to really understand how
Right.
logistics work. That's why everybody's stuff isn't always like someone else's whenever you try to make a comparison. But hey, as they say, Jonah, the best play here, baby, at the YNC. You know what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, man, Clay, I had a great time tonight, my brother. I appreciate you for all the what
No
if
doubt.
brackets. I appreciate, I see the invitations. Where will these invitations be given, Clay? How will these coaches get these invitations?
So, guys, your invitations, if you obviously, I know some people probably screenshot their invites tonight. Just understand that we've got everybody's rosters. We've got contact information for everyone. So, those invitations will be sent by email within the next 48 hours to either the head coach or the team mom that is in the Zort system and is registered, right? We'll get that information to them. We will follow up then with a text message, and then at that point you need to follow the steps within the email to get everything lined up, from your players being submitted, player cards, right? Making sure we are not a state of play. You can play wherever you want, but we do want some sort of verification of lodging, so that way we can make sure you guys are locked in, right? So you can understand certification. Certification is Monday, December 2nd. Certification is not at night. So if you're planning on flying in on December 2nd, it's a good chance you can miss your certification window. I would recommend coming in December 1st or early as you can, December 2nd, and then get your certification done right and just enjoy the vibe, man. There's no show like the YNC show. So when I tell you it's going to be lit from beginning to end, that's what we're going to give you.
How long do coaches have to respond to the invitation before their invitation is passed on to the next team?
You have 48 hours. 48 hours to get everything situated within your invitation, to lock in your spot so we know that you're coming. If not, then we will go to the next team up at that particular time. And here's why, guys. We're not trying to put a time frame on everything and make you guys commit, but we have to be respect. We have to give respect to the teams that are possibly waiting for an invitation. We want to make sure that they have time to make flight arrangements or bus arrangements or driving arrangements and get hotels or Airbnbs at a different price. Because again, we give people the freedom to stay wherever they want, right? So we want to make sure that everybody has ample opportunity to set up the logistics for their team. All right. I can't speak for Jonah, but me personally, I hate when we've got to invite a team last minute, right? Or we invite a team last minute and they can't make it because it's too short of a notice. I want to give people as early of a notice as possible, but we still have to be pure to the sanctity of football. And what that means is that if someone loses or gets knocked out of that top 8 because of some losses along the way, at that point, we've got to make some switches and change some invites and stuff. So sometimes it just slices up that way. We always want to try to do what's best for the kids, though.
Absolutely, man. Well, listen, I tell you what, man, I'm excited. I can't wait to see what teams are going to end up in the top 8, to see that competition level. One thing that's guaranteed every year, man, is the competition level is bananas. Day one, there's really no blowouts in YNC, just because the competition level is so great. And I got to tell you, from top to bottom, tell you from 6U to 14U, I think this is an exceptional year. I look back on some of the kids now that's in D1 college. I look on Saturdays, man, and I see a lot of the kids that held up this YNC trophy already. Man, they just held up.
Man,
I look at this kid on Ohio State wide receiver, JJ,
JJ.
and I'm like, man, JJ just did his thing here at the YNC, got off, and now he's up there just doing it as a true freshman on that
I
level.
don't know if you watched the Texas A&M game the other night, but Amari Daniels, they running back, another YNC kid. You know what I mean? I mean, if we look at these Power 5 programs and really dig into it, you can find a YNC kid probably on every top 10 teams roster in the country, man. There's nothing like it.
So we're gonna do our part from the media standpoint. We're gonna blow y'all babies up media wise. We don't want a penny from you. We ain't gonna charge you for no for no live streams. We don't want anything from you. We're gonna make those partnerships or all those deals. We'll do with the community partners and sponsorships, but as so forth as we can save y'all, as much money as we can save y'all, we're gonna save it. But if you can't make it to the YNC, then we're gonna make sure we're gonna live stream it as best as we can, and let your babies have their time to shine. We're going to have battle out there doing the battle movies, the commercials. It's your time for these kids to really just be treated like college players, and we just want to do it early. So media day, cameras will be set up, mics will be set up, all at the podium, at the table. Everybody have their opportunity to speak. But again, it's the experience, it's the vibe, it's priceless. And so, we just glad to be honored that, y'all joined us for the ride and continue to rock with us.
And just like that.
Yeah,
Go on,
like
wrap it
that.
up, John. Let people get to bed.
Oh, well, I'm going to definitely do that, man. So listen, next time we come back, the rankings may not be the same. The what-ifs might be the same. But what I can tell you what's going to be the same is those three initials, YNC. That will be the same. And when we came back, Clay has a commitment to y'all. He's going to show y'all that neck piece. If y'all think that ring is banging,
that neck
wait
wow.
till you see what's going around these baby necks. Their eyes are going to be lit up. And, of course, they're going to get their free battle uniforms. They're going to get their free battle zip. And they're going to get their gears up. So, listen, it's time for these babies to shine. Get your babies revved up because we definitely going to dress them up. We're going to spoil them. We're going to send them home with all their trinkets and all their valuables and all that good stuff and treat them like champs. And we're going to treat them like a player. You understand what I'm saying? Of course, on behalf of YNC, on behalf of Generation Next, Youth Sports Network, AG Sports, I'm Jonah Willard, my partner in crime, Clayton Guillory. Al is in the background representing AG Sports. He'll be down there in Florida with the multiple camera system. If y'all thought, listen, we saving a little something for y'all. We here to chatter. We here to chit chat. And one thing about YNC, we always respond. We will put an end to the chit chat and let them babies have their vibes, man. Hey, same time, next time, same place, same time, right here on Generation X Youth Sports Network.
Listen to the drum sounds.
Let's take them for the YNC. We shooting a movie. Meet us on the set. We at YNC. Battle tested. Generation X. Hey, YNC. Wanna smoke. You know where it's at. At the YNC with it. Gotta know what to expect. Yeah, YNC. Yeah, that's where everybody be. Hey, YNC. Last year we gave the folk the key to the YNC. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the YNC? Pull up and I get out here and freeze. Hey, yeah, this is where it started. Where your skills, where your rank, where your heart at. Where your fans, where your coaches, where your squad at. It's how you finish up the drill, it don't matter where you start at. Hey, this is where all the games get litty. Hey, yeah, tell me who gon' take it back to they city. Yeah, hey, this is where all the greatest teams be. Game week, yeah, you know where to find me. Let's take them for the YNC. We shooting a movie, meet us on the set. We at YNC, battle tested, Generation X. Hey, YNC, wanna smoke. You know where it's at. At the YNC with it, gotta know what to expect. Yeah, YNC, yeah, that's where everybody be. Hey, YNC, last year we gave the folk the key to the YNC. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the YNC? Pull up and I get out here and freeze. Hey, YNC, can anybody beat rare breed at the YNC? Voodoo going 4 or 5P at the YNC. Big zip, solid concrete at the YNC. Adamsville coming back to eat, yeah. YNC, Bessemer got 2 different teams in the YNC. Them Buckeyes gon' crush them by the dreams at the YNC. Them beat that cause it ain't no in between. Hey, who leaving out of Florida with that ring? Let's take them for the YNC. We shooting a movie, meet us on the set. We at YNC, battle tested, Generation X. Hey, YNC, wanna smoke. You know where it's at. At the YNC with it, gotta know what to expect. Yeah, YNC, yeah, that's where everybody be. Hey, YNC, last year we gave the folk the key to the YNC. Who gon' be the last one to leave out the YNC? Pull up and I get out here and freeze.